Misfit, what we eating tonight?
Star Pizza.
That's crazy.
Let's talk about Star Pizza.
Hey y'all, this is Ryan Munso, and this is Cats, the Cougar Afterthought Show from GoCoogs.com. That's Brad Towns. U of H goes 9-3, 6-3 in the Big 12, 6-0 on the road. Brad, thoughts?
Not just 6-0 on the road. We went a full calendar year of being undefeated on the road in basketball and football.
That's true. The entire year of 2025. Now, U of H could still screw this up and lose to Jackson State and New Orleans in basketball. But you got to feel pretty good. You're through 11 months and undefeated on the road. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Those are home games. So undefeated on the road in both sports is going to carry you through to at least January 3rd. That ain't bad. Continue.
Pretty damn good. This is really, really satisfying. First, I mean, you get to beat an in-state rival, and that's always nice. But we've been talking about it since day one. Let's watch the growth. Let's watch the improvement. And the team improved the entire year, and they still have yet to play their best game. But they played 9 of them just good enough. And it's you look back on the season now. It's in the regular season, and you could say that we played a less than difficult schedule, but we got some big wins in there. I think Arizona's win looks pretty damn good right about now. Arizona State still looks pretty damn good. Even with the injury, they went and won 3 straight games until yesterday. But man, this team, they're learning how to win, and today was kind of the cap on it. I mean, everything that you want to talk about. First thing I want to talk about is 2 penalties. We only had 2 penalties today, right?
Okay. One was the pass interference. Were they both? I can't remember the second.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
But I'll say that offensive line has come a long, long way, and credit
holding on Matt Wyckoff.
Yeah,
what it
that's
was.
right. And I think with the addition of Mackenzie Agnello about right around mid-season, I think it really solidified that line right there. They're not stellar by any means, but they became functional, and that's what we were hoping for. The ideal goal of any coach is to get the most out of the players that you have. And I think out of that offensive line, you got pretty much everything you could get out of them.
And you were missing Pancake, Hunter, and Agnello late in this game.
Yeah.
So, you're still trying to juggle and figure out what works. And that last play, Dean Connors made a huge block. Basically, he took out 2 guys. That gets Connor that breakout. I mean, Connor could have run for another 200 yards, it looked like, on that play. But he wisely fell down.
He could have taken that one to the house.
Yeah. There was a sprinkler head or something, a grenade perhaps, and he fell down.
I mean, I would have loved
And,
to have seen him do it and just high step it for 30 yards and then maybe like moonwalk the last 5. Man,
okay.
it's hard to come up with words of how satisfying this year's been. I know a lot of people have been really frustrated the entire time, but I've loved every minute of it. Watching a team grow, watching a team learn how to face difficulties and fight back, and man, just a satisfying win on a satisfying season.
I truly do not think you left any wins out there. I mean, 9 was probably the absolute ceiling on this team. I think 7 or 8 was the ceiling, and you went above that. But no, it wasn't pretty at all, ever. It was frustrating. You had to win fourth quarters, but you did. And even today, Baylor scored those 15 points, but you came down. You got a little help from the rest, maybe. And you got to win. And that's all it's about. 9 wins. I mean, it's insane. I just don't know that the talent is there for much better than that. Star
I mean,
Pizza. Get you some Star Pizza. Why wouldn't you want Star Pizza?
Like Star Pizza on a Houston night.
Man, this crust is insane, and I'm not even getting off the bird for it. He's a gentle giant.
Handles a fullback like me, no problem.
As long as you share a slice with him.
Chewy crust, loaded toppings, big flavor.
Pepperoni's got that little crisp on the edge. Perfect.
Good people, better pizza.
We've
Man.
still got our generic black guy, but we're getting there.
Rando Galen is a hell of a ventriloquist. But man, look at we're all, other than my massive girth, which we're not gonna allow that to happen. But did you notice how savage all of us were eating pizza like freaking Dave Portnoy? By the way, is Dave having a hell of a day today or what?
Because of Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh.
Michigan.
Who cares?
You know, they got that Thanksgiving stuffing. Section 12X. Section
please.
12X. Black Friday deals are still in session. They are in the blessed Andre's immortal words. Get it while it's hot. You got a 9-win season.
It's hot.
You got a 9-win season. Best thing you can do is wear some U of H swag. The best thing you can find at U of H swag is at section12x.com. Gear up for the bowl game. Get ready for basketball season. Get it for your friends. Get it for your family. Get one of these. I started off with this one. This is what we're rolling with for the football season. But sale runs all through next Friday, so make sure you hit that up. And you know what?
The Black Friday sale?
Yeah, you don't even have
Okay.
to. You don't even have to go and knuckle up at a store. I mean, if you want to step into Section 12X and learn why it's called Section 12X, you can always do that. You can rock it. We're gonna have a sign. We got signing day next week. Locking in a 5-star. Dress like a 5-star.
Yeah. Okay. What a read. Brad, who are you most impressed with today?
I'm gonna go with Connor. I think
that's a good choice.
He came out today, and I texted you this early on. He's throwing the ball like he's healthy again. There was a lot of zip on the ball. The ball was really jumping out of his hand. He was obviously on target a lot better today. And then he was tough as nails. He made big plays when we needed, big throws, big runs. His 2 long runs were fantastic. And I mean, that dude's just a gamer, top to bottom.
He ran for 22 times for 121 yards. I mean, that's stout. I'm watching LSU out of the corner of my eye, just disappoint. Already punting on the first drive. Well, maybe Lane will happen. Maybe he won't. Who cares?
But,
Your
I mean,
scoring drives were impressive today. Your TD drives were 12-6. You had a 12-yard field goal, a 12-play field goal drive, a 5-yard touchdown drive, and your last touchdown drive was 15 plays, used 7 minutes to clock. And Amari Thomas was lights out on that drive. He made some catches that were fantastic. I think he ended up with 4 on that drive. Ended up with 97 yards in the score. He has been just lights out for this program all year. Just exactly what you needed. Houston finishes tied for 4th in the Big 12 standings. Didn't see that coming this year. Didn't see it anywhere.
definitely ahead of schedule.
Yeah. And next year's going to look a lot different than this year. You're going to lose some vital pieces. You're going to lose people you don't think you're losing.
We don't know.
I mean, it's just going to happen. It's just how it's always going to happen. And I'm not telling you that I know somebody's gone, but I mean,
No,
it pretty
I mean,
much happens every year.
Hey, everybody, we always say that, new year, everything's fresh. That's literally from now on, because as soon as you're done, everybody's looking and hearing from their
People.
from their peoples of what might be out there, and I can't blame them. That's just the way it is. Guess what? We built this roster through acquisition, and we're going to have to keep doing that for another few portal classes. I mean, we got to get some more. Got to keep recruiting like crazy, which looks like we're starting to really stack them up.
Generic Galen. Poor Galen. Andre was one of the best parts of going to U of H baseball for a decade. Oh, Jesus.
Get it while it's hot. Hey, you can stop watching LSU because they're
I really should.
I mean, they are just hot, wet diarrhea.
I turned it off. I just turned it off. I'm not going to do that to myself. Nobody had us undefeated on the road. Great season. I asked Willie this a couple weeks ago. I think right after the UCF game in the post-game press conference. I was like, how did you do this? And he's like, I don't know. But Galen's talked about it before. Batten talked about it last week. You eliminate some distractions, and it's just you and the guys, and sometimes that helps. DJ Butler played well today, 100%.
Well, the good thing when you go on the road, the difference between the road and being at home. At home, everybody says how great you are. On the road, everybody tells you how much you suck. And then it's a bunker mentality. It's us against them, and you come out with unfortunately, sometimes you come out with a different mindset. You need to be able to, you want to say that you carry that same thing week to week to week, but players are players. Human beings are human beings. It happens.
Go through some comments real quick. Wasn't pretty late, but a win is a win. 9-3. Let's go to a bowl game and get to 10-3. Willie's always going to have you in that dogfight in the fourth quarter. You got to the fourth quarter in every game but one with a chance to win. I mean, just Texas Tech is the only one you didn't have a chance. You lost to TCU, and then you lost by 10 to West Virginia. But you had a chance in that game.
I don't remember what the score was.
It's 45-35, if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
You gonna make it? West Virginia scored 14 in the fourth.
Yeah.
You were down 31-28 going into the fourth.
Yeah, the only one that we let get away was TCU. That's one that you kind of left on the table, but you also stole a couple in there too. So
You
we'll take it.
100% stole Oregon State, maybe Arizona. It felt a little bit like you were stealing Arizona State, even though you controlled it for 3 quarters. Gotta love dominating the line of scrimmage. Also, gotta love getting even stronger in that area going forward as well. I think you will. I think the criticism of Amon Nagavi has certainly subsided. And
Yeah,
I mean, he's a really good coach. And you saw it this year and just how much better this team was in the last, let's say, 4 games, in the first 4 games on the offensive line. And it was a much harder group of 4 teams than your first 4 were. So I think that's pretty good. Tough, gritty win. Play calling stalled a bit, but in a tie game, we get the touchdown needed. I think Connor made a decision on a 3rd down that was a little iffy. I think Willie going for it on 4th down near midfield.
that was a choice.
Yeah. I don't hate it, but it just does not seem like a Willie Fritz decision.
If this
You have
happened,
an opportunity to punt, and maybe he's just so scared of his special teams right now. I don't know.
that's viable because once we gave up that long kickoff, we were trying to kick it through the end zone the rest of the night.
Well, I mean, except for the quarters you were kicking south, I think, because I mean the wind in the first and fourth quarter, or excuse me, the second and third quarter was bad. You saw Baylor after they scored the last time; they only kicked it to the 16, I think. It's just a lot of wind today, so you had some screw ups on special teams, and you've had some lately. I don't know. I have not been pleased. I would not call it an A for special teams this year. I don't think I'd call it a B either. Amari Thomas with some big catches today. Love watching him this year.
Yes.
And Wyckoff's holding penalty, does it really count since he drew a personal foul, illegal hands to the face on the next play? I'm going to tell you something. You rarely see that. An offensive line penalty on one side and a defensive line penalty on the other, back-to-back plays. Just, I don't remember seeing it really. Any chance we move on from our special teams coordinator? I don't know about that. I think Willie has a relationship with him that goes back a little ways. And he's the lowest paid guy on the staff. So I don't know. I really don't know. I wouldn't be surprised either way. Receivers and running back blocking this year has been really, really good. Agree with that. I think you've seen quite a bit. And in bowl projections. Oh, go ahead, Brad.
I think one thing I paid attention to with Colesville this year, we knew that he was going to be able to catch the ball. I mean, that was obvious from what he did at Ball State. But I was interested in seeing how he was going to block. And, it was a little iffy at the beginning, just like every player on the team. But he was a lot more effective.
In November, he was an excellent blocker.
Yeah.
And there was I think it was the touchdown that Connor had around the left side. Did he score on that in the first half? I can't remember. I think he did.
That's the one where he blocked the guy. He rode him for like 8 yards.
Stealed that, absolutely. Really great block. And then when they ran that same play later, Kojiel again had a really good block. Dean Connors had a great block. And I think Jaquise Martin also. So But yeah, he has grown his game so much. He was so
Yes.
scared that at Wisconsin, that's all he was going to be asked to do was block, and it just
And that's
wasn't his
exactly
strong suit.
that's what he would have done.
Yeah, and this year he has absolutely gotten to show off his skills in a big time league, but he's added a skill, and that's
Yes.
just going to make him more valuable in the draft coming up. I
Yeah.
cannot imagine you will see him in a bowl game. I just don't think you will.
No, I would not. I would not be. I would actually encourage him not to.
Yeah,
Because the last really good tight end I can remember, tight ends just have a bad deal in bowl games. What was it?
Okay.
The guy from Iowa, was it Iowa? Jake Butts.
Yeah.
Was going to be the first tight end off the board and got hurt, and then he was a late pick and then fizzled out quick. But he was a can't miss prospect until that bowl game.
Bowl projections. Any thoughts where we end up? I would be shocked if it's not at NRG in the Texas Bowl. I think that's just what's going to happen. And I mean, there's an outside chance of San Antonio, but I think Arizona is going to take that game, and U of H will go to the Texas Bowl, which will give U of H fans an opportunity to come out and see this team again, and give you a chance to beat a middling to bad SEC team, most likely, or a team that's checked out like LSU.
Well, and you know, a lot of those teams are going to have dropouts as well. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
Bowl games are all up in the air now because it's all based on who's going to show up.
Yeah, I wouldn't get too excited or down about a bowl game anymore.
I mean, for us, if we could get to 10 wins, that would be fantastic. But it's not going to put we could go in there and play like Florida State and get finger cuffed. And, well, it would suck in the moment, but it doesn't change the fact that we won 9 games.
Stacey Sneed had a drop but had key blocks on our first 2 TDs. I don't know if I call that a drop. I hate that throw. I hate it. I don't think you should be attempting that throw, to be honest.
Well, the one over the middle, I thought was the one out, the one down to the sideline.
That's what I'm talking about.
I
forgot about over the middle.
That ball was in the air. It felt like for like 10 seconds. I was expecting that one to be gone the other way.
Yeah, but I forgot
it was
about
it was the one where he was up the seam that was a little bit low.
Yeah.
But how about that DJ Butler? He ran like a man today.
10 carries, 53 yards, 5.3 a carry is pretty good. And he's going to be you're going to have him and I mean, assuming everybody stays, Rashawn Sandford and Jamarian Burnett, who did not play in the last 5 games, 6. I mean, you always expect a running back to get in the portal. You just have to. Because it's always grass is greener somewhere else.
Well, and the thing is that this year's going to be, I mean, we could dedicate an entire segment to this later on if you want. But the portal's going to be really, really, really weird this year because you got so many coaches moving. And it looks like there might be some that are moving late. The mayhem is going to be hard to track. There's going to be bodies flying left and right. And then also you've got to deal with the fact that there's only one portal this year, right?
Yes. In January.
So there's going to be a lot of movement But with that movement comes a lot of uncertainty too. Because what's going to happen? What's going to happen at Ole Miss? What's going to happen at LSU? What's going to happen at all these schools once they name their head coach? Well, then you've got the fallout of all the assistants, and then those guys are going to be going left and right. There's just very little certainty. I think it's dangerous for a lot of kids to move this year.
Okay.
I mean, guys who you think, or guys who think that now's the time to go. Well, there's a lot more question marks because you don't know. You don't know what another school is going to be doing. You don't know what one staff that's on their way out might like you, or one coach might like you, but the next coach might not.
Right.
Guess what? You can fit in. You can fit into what they're trying to do, and they're probably willing to take you. But it's really easy to get replaced too.
Yeah. You're going to see that first wave of changes, coaching changes this week. And I say wave, I mean, you've already had several. But you're going to see more firings. I think tomorrow is going to be another 4 or 5. And once you fill Florida, Auburn, LSU, and Penn State's still not filled, right?
Still open?
Yeah. So once you fill those top end, then you come back with Florida and most likely like a Tulane. I think a sitting P5, P4 head coach, other than Lane, is going to leave for a school this year. I could see somebody like Lincoln Riley leaving. And that opens up just a whole other set. I've seen some things about Kyle Whittingham leaving Utah, retiring. I think that would be terrible, as you and I talked about. But
yeah. That would be an absolute disaster for them, unless they really think that Jason Beck is ready.
Yeah, we're not going to get bogged down into Utah talk because
that's a massive risk.
Yeah. No Mike Patton today? ? Apparently not.
Correct.
I don't know what's happening.
Correctamundo. Life, man. Life happens.
We'll see. He might show up. Galen might think this was a basketball game and show up. You never know. Houston versus Texas at the Texas Bowl. This would be the most surprising thing to me ever. There is no interest from UT or the SEC to play that game. You don't want to put your schools in a position to get embarrassed. And I don't know if U of H could play with them, to be honest. Their line play is so good. But even if U of H stood right next to them, I don't think they're going to take that chance.
Their defensive line play. I would take my chances with our defensive line whooping the piss out of them on their offensive line. I would take that.
Okay. Stoops should be fired at Kentucky, maybe. And I thought Willie coached special teams. No. Willie is involved, but he does not coach special teams. We have U of H has a guy named Chris Couch that coaches special teams. Since we're just talking about other schools, why don't we go ahead and
yeah. So what's the topic?
Whatever you want it to be, buddy. Games?
I saw that the number of big school, or what was it? Was it Ken Paxton? Ken Paxton's urging us urging Big 12 members not to, especially state of Texas ones, not to sign the endorsement deal with CSC.
Yeah. We talked about it Wednesday.
I hope we don't.
I agree with you.
Do not sign it.
Not
Next
a fan.
topic.
Yeah. BYU got off to a slow start today. They were down 14-0, but they're ahead 41-21.
Yeah.
And Texas Tech rolled.
Speaking of BYU, it looks like that they got rid of the honor code. Apparently, getting high as balls on the way to jump on your plane is not a bad deal. It's definitely not as bad as soaking.
This is just going to go off the rails. Okay. It's going to be that kind of day. Okay.
Okay, we'll let's just go back to our normal.
UH had the ball 36.5 minutes. I would have told you it was over 40. It just felt like UH sat on it and sat on it and sat on it the entire day.
Yeah.
But, that's just what you have to do sometimes.
Well, I mean, that's been the
the MO.
Day one. In U of H is always going to do that under Willie. But when we get more and more talent, you'll see more and more explosive output.
Perhaps. It's not going to always look like this.
The goal isn't to get 3 yards in a cloud of dust. The goal is to run the ball and control it and then knock people off the ball and score.
I thought you were going to say 3.5 yards in a cloud of dust, but your thing works too. It's so weird that Baylor is 1-0 at TD-ECU. U of H is now 2-0 at McLean Stadium. U of H won their only game at TCU. TCU's won both games at TD-ECU. I guess it's fun. Anyways, I really feel like this is a game that there's not a ton to talk about. Yeah, you got the 9 wins. You got 6 wins in conference. But it was kind of mostly by the book. That weird 4th down call by Willie is really the only thing
that's really only weird because it's out of character.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's completely out of character of him. I mean, any coach in the past that we've had, they're going for it. That's not even a question. With Willie, it's like, we're going to punt this. Oh no, we're going to go for it. Okay.
It just down in distance and also time in the game. It just felt like make them go 95 yards if they're going to score the tied up TD. It just didn't feel right to me at all. I didn't hate it though. I really didn't hate it, but it just was strange.
I would have liked it more if we were going tempo. It make them have to react quick.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think honestly, the way I rationalize that decision is we're going to try to get a first down. And they're going to score regardless. At least if they score now, if they score early, we get the ball back. We get a chance to drive. I mean, honestly, I thought they were going to score at the end of the game. I'm like, okay, well, we got plenty of time to be able to get into field goal range. Because, I mean, all you got to do is play action and then look for Kobe, throw it up, and he's going to get a 15-yarder.
Yeah.
He's good for 15 every time the ball goes deep.
Do you think Aranda would have gone for 2 there?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
He's got nothing to lose. I mean, he's not getting fired, so who gives a shit?
It would have been poetic, the fact that Dana did it to him. I don't know. Willie's successor at Tulane is a favorite to take the Florida job. This would be the dumbest thing in the history of the world. Because I think if Ole Miss comes open, Ole Miss is a better situation than Florida. Florida's a nightmare.
If I'm any of those coaches when it comes to the Auburn in Florida, like if I'm Golish or Summerall, I'm not doing a damn thing until Lane makes his decision.
Right. I'm not signing anything. I might keep flirting.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to engage in talks, but I'm not making any decisions until that's done. Because that Ole Miss job, if that opens, I want that immediately.
Summerall feels like the right fit for Ole Miss. It takes a goofy sumbitch to fit at Florida. And it really hasn't happened since Urban, and people had to die for that to happen. So I don't know.
The thing I like about Summerall is he did it at Troy and he's done it at Tulane, and he obviously has an eye for. Well, I mean, hell, didn't we get what's his name? Marcus Jones. Didn't we get him? He played.
I don't think Summerall was his coach though. Summerall was only at
I thought he was
Troy
there
for 2 years. No, he's like 42 or 43 years old. He's not very old at all. He was at Troy for 2 seasons. He's been at Tulane for 2 seasons.
Yes.
And he's 43.
Yeah, I think he's my favorite out of the young crop.
Yeah, of course. But I
think
just that Ole Miss job seems plum.
Oh, absolutely. And I think he's the type of guy that could do very well there.
Yeah, I agree. Which PI call missed was the worst? The one on Connor's INT or the one that set up Baylor's? I think the one on Connor's was way worse.
You know what?
The one in the end zone.
I ain't complaining about any pass interference because we got at least 3.
Maybe
we had our
maybe
we
5.
we had our fair share. We got some favorable no calls, very favorable no calls, and I'm happy with it. I'll take it.
Okay. I think the one on Connor's INT was really bad. I don't know about the one that set up their touchdown. I mean, that's a judgment call. It could go either way, but the one on Connors is not a judgment call.
When what was it? McCutcheon got tackled on one that he got called for a pass interference. And then later on, when they were driving in that final drive, he knocked the dude's helmet off. So I was like, okay, that's a makeup. That is a legit makeup right there.
Those helmets come off so easy now, though. Who knows?
Sure.
Who's the number 1, number 2 targets in the portal? Losing key players. I have no clue. I mean, you've got 5 weeks.
We don't even know who's in the portal, really.
Yeah. Well, you don't. I mean, obviously, every player that has an interest has his people putting those feelers out.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
I mean, you could be guaranteed there's a number of guys out there that are playing right now, probably starting, that already have agreements in place for their next job.
For sure. So they're going to have those conversations with players starting this week. I am probably 100% that Willie would not do that kind of thing while the regular season was going on. But they take tomorrow off and Monday. I think those meetings probably start. Biggest disappointment of the weekend so far has been the A&M loss to Texas. I'm going to disagree with that 100%. How many times has Texas A&M gone undefeated in the regular season? A win would have given them that. A win would have given them a direct path to the SEC title game. How many times have they been there?
Mm-hmm.
UT's win gives them a shot at a playoff spot. I don't think it wraps it up, but I think it gives them a shot. Probably a lot bigger shot than any U of H fan would want, but I think A&M losing is the best thing for college football, the sport, America.
Absolutely.
That's just my opinion. A lot of people are mad that Texas won, and it was like, I think it's kind of funny.
I mean,
I think it's funnier that Texas won than it would have been had A&M won.
right.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Because there's still a chance that Texas gets left out. So we still can get our desired results of A&M not winning, not being in the SEC title game, and Texas not making the CFP, which they absolutely should not.
No,
If you lose to Florida this year, you're automatically eliminated.
I don't even care about that. You can't have 3 losses. You just can't. The sanctity of the regular season in college football matters still. It matters to me. And if a 3-loss team is playing for the title, then this is the NFL now. I mean, it's fully the NFL. That you can just be crap and win a division or something and go play for a Super Bowl. Anyways. What's the chance of Amari Thomas declaring for the draft or getting poached by another school? I don't know how to answer that. I don't know that he would be declaring for the draft. That would surprise me.
Yeah. I would be
But-
shocked if there's not a lot of people
That are
inquiring.
interested in Amari Thomas for sure.
Yeah.
And-
He's going to have opportunities. It's just up to him to decide if he wants to do it or not.
Yeah. And,
I mean, I think that goes for everybody that's had any success here.
yeah.
I mean,
Amari Thomas.
I would assume him. I guarantee teams are hitting up Connor right now.
100%.
I mean, anybody who is shown to have any success with any eligibility remaining, be sure that people are hitting them up.
And they should. U of H should be doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, I mean, there is no,
And they are.
there is no. You got to play the game. There is no guarantees for next year,
Mm-mm.
or there's no guarantees any year. I mean, you are getting recruited over, and you should expect that someone's coming for your job every single year, and they're probably going to get paid more than you.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Brad, does the Big 12 have any shot at 2 teams in the CFP?
I would think so. I mean, I guess it really depends on all the action the rest of the day.
Yeah. I mean, you have an outside shot of getting BYU in. They have to win next week. I think that's obvious.
Well, I mean, if they win next week, then they're in.
Probably. But does Tech get in? And I think they do.
Oh, absolutely. 11-2.
I think so. I mean, if you're choosing a 9-3 team over an 11-2 team, then it's over. This thing is stupid. But that'll make people be like, "Oh, we need 16. We need." Yeah.
Honestly, I think they're going to make a controversial choice so they can say, "Oh, we need
Justify it.
Need to be bigger.
Maybe.
Needs to be bigger."
Maybe. Not a player, but position groups in the portal.
Well, I mean, first you got to start with the offensive line because we're losing
Yes.
all but
You're
2.
losing. Yeah. So you're guaranteed to lose all but 2. You could lose
Right.
them all.
Right.
Still, offensive line still has to be piecemealed together, and it's going to probably be another 2 years of this. You're
Yeah.
recruiting them out of the portal, but those guys are not ready. Not at 18. You're just not ready.
I mean, they could be. They could be, but let's say it's rare. I mean, you'd need to be you need to be a guy like Josh Jones, or you need to be, you need to be Josh Jones because he came
Yeah,
in starting as a true freshman. And
that's what I was going to say. It's not.
I mean,
needs to be alike.
we had some true freshmen back in the day when Keenum was here. They were able to survive because they had a quarterback that could get rid of the ball really, really quick, which mitigated a lot of issues for them.
Wide receiver, I think you're going to need to get a guy. You probably need to get 2. You were not.
I would be targeting 3.
Yeah.
Um,
Stephon Johnson is technically out of eligibility, but they believe they can get another year back. Does he stay or does he go?
Right.
Amari,
Defensive line is gonna
obviously,
be wide
year
open.
1. I think defensive line is a huge need.
Yeah.
You lost. You're going to lose some really productive guys. One of them got kind of dinged up in the last play or two. Eddie Walls, which
Yeah, I mean him and Carlos both went down.
not great. Yeah. You know who made a good play today is Miles Parker. He had a tackle for a loss on a run, kind of
Yep.
early in the game.
Yep.
And that's a guy you're going to expect to step up. I think you'll need some help in the defensive backfield too. I think you'll go get a couple guys there. But and quarterback has to play out. If you lose a couple guys at quarterback, or even one, you're probably going to have to go get one out of the portal. Like I don't anticipate Austin Carlisle leaving, but he could. I mean, he might be frustrated with the situation, so we'll see.
I mean, you don't even have to be frustrated with your situation.
No, you could just get a much better offer.
Well, you can get a much better offer, or you can see the writing on the wall. It is what it is, and you won't. And unfortunately, I think these players got screwed because the coaches are whiny bitches. They didn't like they loved the spring portal until they didn't love the spring portal. Because then they realized that, oh, you mean that these players can have the best of both worlds? What are you talking about? We're going to have more people leave us that we don't want to leave than we can kick out. So that's not a good thing for us. We kicked everybody out that we wanted in fall. Have you heard anything on the offensive lineman that we recruited last year, Demetrius Dean?
He has run quite a bit of third team in practice. I think you'll see him step up and get an opportunity. Caden Bowie is going to get an opportunity. Derek Joyner is going to get an opportunity.
I would love for those dudes to be able to push through and be what we need on the offensive line.
Yeah, I mean that could give you 2.5 years of 3 years of what you want. Of course, then you're going to be fighting them. Same thing in the portal.
Sure.
If you have offensive linemen with years to play, you're going to be fighting guys off.
Well, but in the way
you'd rather be that.
And the good thing is, I mean, you got, in an ideal world, you've got running backs coming back, you got receivers coming back. In an ideal world, you got 2 5-star quarterbacks. You're kind of loaded, and it should be very attractive for offensive linemen who are looking to come in and start immediately.
We'll see. Somebody asked, is Dean Connors out of eligibility? I believe he is. He is. He played
He was
for
4
3
years.
years at Rice, 22, 23, 24. And then he also was at a junior college. So he has used up all of his for
If he
sure.
was at JUCO, then he can jump in
Yeah,
one of
but
the Pavia
mm,
lawsuits.
we'll see. I don't think that's going to have a lot of success. I'm going to be honest.
But we got touchdown Johnny Abear coming next year.
I forget about Johnny Abear. I am interested to see what he can do
I'll tell you
against
what,
collegiate talent.
he's playing in the biggest division in Texas.
Yeah.
And he's putting up numbers that you just can't wrap your head around. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. For sure.
Like Star Pizza on a Houston night.
Man, this crust is insane. And I'm not even getting off the bird for it. He's a gentle giant.
Handles a fullback like me, no problem.
As long as you share a slice with him.
Chewy crust, loaded toppings, big flavor.
Pepperoni's got that little crisp on the edge. Perfect.
Good people, better pizza.
You look thinner in that video. Star Pizza. Go ahead.
You never saw. I don't think you ever saw my other one.
I don't know.
Put in there previously. Go ahead.
Star Pizza, 3 locations. You got to get it. Get you some Star Pizza. What am I looking for? What did I not see?
I'll do it. I'll do it whenever you're done.
Okay. 3 locations. You got reverse happy hour tonight. Go get your reverse happy hour. But get you your Star Pizza, pasta specials during the week. Your all you can eat buffet Tuesdays and Thursdays. Star Pizza, great friend to us and to U of H. Go ahead, Brad.
Oh, Houston, who's ready for some Section 12X cheer? Fire in the chimney! That's what I'm talking about! Keep those hands up! More gifts are coming your way!
Can you do that again? Because that was the worst cannon I've ever seen.
Well, the first shot up here obviously just kind of blew the rim off.
Oh, Houston, who's ready for some Section 12X cheer? Fire in the chimney! That's what I'm talking about! Keep those hands up! More gifts are coming your way!
Keep those hands up. You really need to be on a turkey every time you're in one of these. I think that's the only way for this to work.
Maybe I can ride Rudolph.
Okay.
Merry Christmas, Houston, coming in hot. Merry Christmas, Houston, coming in hot over TD-ECU Stadium. Section 12X specials on the way. Look out below. Enjoy the gifts, everybody.
Man, who knew Houston would let me ride in style?
A turkey saddle's a bold move, bro.
But that slice, that's bolder.
Star Pizza, baby.
Good people, better pizza.
Facts. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Hey, Cougar Nation, I'm Ryan Monso reporting for GoCoogs.com.
I didn't want all that. I just wanted you on the turkey. I just think you need to be on a turkey every single time. I think it's the only way to make it work. Brad usually sits on a turkey. Totally real video. Oh, asking. AI? No, that's real.
No, that was real.
Yeah. He keeps that turkey pinned up outside.
Exactly. Ain't no pinned up. He's free range. He just
He knows where the food is.
yeah, he just kind of terrorizes the neighborhood.
Raylan Robinson. Got him some. Get you some, Raylan. We're trying to get him to do the AI so we can use him, incorporate him into this. But
Yeah, I mean,
he is slow on the technological uptick, is what I would say.
Well, I mean, it goes slow, slower, slowest. We got like
I'm
3
slow.
levels of slow.
I'm really slow. Why did Kevin Hart's daughter catch that? I'm not sure what that means, but yeah. Brad, what later grade do you give for this season? Offense, defense, and overall?
C+ on the offense, B+ for defense.
overall?
Overall, I have to give an A+ for the results. The getting there is difficult. Is probably a different.
How does a B and a C team make an A+?
Well, those are the performance. But at the end of the day, you combine to make it A. I mean, everything's the sum of all its parts. And it turns out every one of them work together.
I think what you saw this year is complementary football and how important that is to Willie. The offense sustains drives. The defense just gets off the field however it can. And, I mean, it works. And it's not pretty, not always, but it works. I would give the offense a B because they did what you asked them to do. It's not Case Keenum. You're not asking for Case Keenum. I would give the defense an A. The last 2 weeks, you gave up 17 to TCU, and a lot of that was on a short field. You gave up 24 to Baylor, and some of that was on a short field. I mean, hell, they had a 53-yard field goal. The drive before got 0 yards. Special teams, I would give a better grade than y'all would. F for special teams. Ethan Sanchez was, let me make sure I get this right, 10 of 14 on kicks over 40 yards. That's incredible.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not gonna say that he, because of 2 bad kicks, all of a sudden his season that wipes out a great season that he was having.
Walk off Oregon State, walk off Arizona, kicks the game winner for you at UCF. Did you return the ball well this year? No. Were you bad on some returns against you in the last couple of games? Yes. I would probably give it like a C-, maybe a D, but somewhere in there.
We've seen worse.
Oh, we've seen way worse. But Ethan was reliable. And I don't even care about that first kick against TCU. It's the second kick that was the big issue. If that second kick doesn't happen, or if he makes that, the whole season is, I would think, different for most people. People were down on him this week, and I think that's a little unfair. Kickers sometimes get it kind of like quarterbacks. Everything is blamed on them, or they're built up. We really couldn't afford to lose to all 3 in-state schools, but you beat SFA and Rice. You got to count those. But I think he means Big 12. TCU, you lost. Tech, you lost. Baylor, you went and won. And save face and recruiting for 26-27. I think expectations have really been set now. Coaches get fired at 8-4. Well, that was in the last conference.
You can throw that out the window because that ain't reality no more. No. I mean, well, let's say this: that can be the reality if people start scratching some really fat checks. I mean, like Mr. Robinson size checks.
I don't know what that means, but I'm just gonna keep moving on.
I mean, in the we could say that in the American because we had one of the top 3 budgets with Cincy and UCF. In the Big 12, we have the second lowest in the Big 12, and we have the second lowest in all of P4. Expecting 8-4 every year is insane.
Yes. You are 27 years behind everyone else, 26 years behind everyone else in getting quote unquote P4, P5 money. Mm-hmm. You had to redo all of your facilities to get to the low end of the Big 12 on facilities. And You've now got an indoor and the football operations center, a new stadium, and great outdoor practice fields for football. You should be set facility wise. Now, NIL wise, you still got a ways to go. Basketball, you feel really good about everywhere you're at. But you're leaning on a 70-year-old head coach. And I love Kellen, but you don't know. You just have no clue.
Yeah.
I think it's going to work out. And I think U of H fans have to be patient when that does change, because he's not going to be his dad. And
yeah, luckily we don't
no
have
one
to,
that you don't have to worry about it right now. You don't have to worry about it right now.
For a few years. So let's
10, 12, 15, I think.
he can go to till he's 80. Prove
No,
me
I don't
wrong.
see it. I don't see it. But there's some things that are going to work out for you. My 2026 projection is 8-4. My 2026 projection is 15-0. I think these are both reasonable expectations. Not knowing really anybody that's going to be on the roster next year.
When I I can't help but have the beginning of the year roll back into my head where the season was over just because we didn't play clean and we didn't look good. First game of the year against, what was it, Tarleton? Stephen F.
SFA, yeah, Stephen F. Austin. And then the first half at Rice. You didn't look good at all.
No. And the season was already declared a disaster then.
Was it not?
Wins are wins. Just like we said, you're gonna see improvement, and that's exactly what. But I mean, one of the thing that's going to be real hard to deal with for a lot of fans, and you're seeing it like at Arizona State, and even Arizona fans' frustration. You can be great one year, and the next year your record is going to take a big hit. And the reason why is that so many games in this conference come down to one possession. There are so many one-score games. Anything can happen. Bad bounce here, there. I mean, that's really all it takes. Anything can happen. I mean, look, we're a few plays away from a disastrous season, and maybe playing today against Baylor, both of us sitting on 5 wins. Thank goodness we've got Willie Fritz, who is apparently pretty damn good, knows how to manage a game that's close.
Very comfortable in that spot. Doesn't panic. Really comfortable. A lot of people are going to say you don't need to be in those close games, and maybe they're right. But where your talent is, you have gotten the absolute most out of what you could have expected this year. I just would be. I understand being upset about this or that, but man, they've gotten everything out of the talent that they have. What do we need to be more successful next year? Joe Burrow would help. You're going to have to piecemeal an offensive line. And, that road schedule is going to be difficult. You go to Kansas State, you go to West Virginia, Utah,
Colorado,
Texas Tech, I think, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not easy places to play. And, like West Virginia, that's a hard trip. It's not quite as hard as going to East Carolina was, but it might be. Just where you can fly into and whatever else. I just don't. Offensive and defensive lines are going to make a huge difference. We talk a lot about skill position players, running backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks. But U of H has to continue to find those gems in the portal, people that none of us have ever heard of at this moment. Like Eddie Walls is the perfect example. he is the best find in the. He's better than Tanner Koziel. Koziel was on radars. Eddie Walls was not.
But I don't think they were on any UH fans' radars.
No, of course not. And I mean, that makes all the sense in the world. Why would they be?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm pretty sure nobody knew about Amari.
No, but I mean, as soon as he showed up, people were raving about him. Raving.
Like if you look at the 247 2025 composite, as far as what kind of talent does your roster have based on recruiting rankings and all that, UH is 12th in the league. Now you also got Arizona and BYU down there too.
Okay, but where would they have said U of H was this year?
That's what
You're talking about going ahead, or are you talking about this year?
I'm talking about. The amount of talent that you had that played today.
Okay.
That played this season.
So you had 12th most talent, and you finished T4 with 9 wins.
Yeah. BYU and Arizona are all up there too.
Who was in the bottom 4?
Cincy, Iowa, BYU, Arizona, and then U of H.
Okay, and all of those teams have 6, 7, 8, 11 wins.
Yeah. They all got good coaches.
Yeah, so maybe judging everything by how 24/7's scouts judge them, not the best way to do it.
Well, I mean, if we're not going to get it, if we're going to completely dismiss the scouting numbers or whatever, then we have no clue about what our incoming recruiting class is this year.
Okay. I mean, I understand that point, but I also don't think you should ever really give a crap about if your players are rated lower. Can they produce? I'm guessing Eddie Walls was not at the top of everybody's list coming out of high school. Neither was Amari Thomas.
No. But what it does show is this is where your talent is. Can your coaches get the best out of them to make them better? I mean, you got Colorado at number 2, TCU at number 3. I think everybody pretty much agrees that those coaches have underperformed the last year, this season.
I think that's fair to say.
Arizona State was number 4. Okay, we can see that.
Yeah.
Baylor, number 5. UCF, number 6.
Colorado finished 3-9. West Virginia finishes 4-8. UCF 5-7. Kansas 5-7. Baylor 5-7.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas State 6-6. That's pretty wild that U of H is going to finish T4. And really T4, but you're tied with Arizona and Arizona State, so you're 4th because you beat both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So 4th. That ain't bad. I can eat more pizza than the guy on the left. Probably. But I'm a grazer. I accumulate. I'm not a first team guy. I'm a beat you with my backups. Beat you with my second team. But yeah, you can probably eat more than me. Being at the game, it was a really solid win after the injury to their player. You saw and felt a different Baylor team. Kudos to U of H for preserving and getting the dub. Great program win. Yeah, it sounded like, was his name Knighton? Was moving in the, I nearly said hotel, in the hospital. And that's great news because that hit did not look horrible, but you just never know in the back. What do y'all think makes difficult for U of H to fend off late game surges by other teams when they're up in the score? Brad?
It seems like we've done a pretty good job of fending them off. I think it's just like basketball. Everybody's going to make a run, but we play. It goes down to playing that complementary football. We're not going to take a lot of chances with a lead. I say that as we go for fourth down on our own 40-yard line with a 7-point lead in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter. But no, we're usually not going to. We're going to play very conservative. We're going to try to move the ball. Sometimes it works great, and we're able to do it. Other times, we're not. It's a typical ebb and flow of the game, and I just don't think we're talented to keep the hammer down and separate without risking making huge mistakes. Because last thing you want to do is to go too many. You don't want to go 3 and out when you got a lead. You don't want to go 3 and out. We did that today, and we needed to make sure that we can extend drives. But winning is hard. Winning is hard. Eddie, thank you. Good to see you.
Eddie Nunya says, "Let's go Coogs 6-0 on the road." Okay,
Taking care of business right there.
for sure. That's going to be a fun. I mean, they're on a bus right now, trekking back.
Which that ride back is going to be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me tell you from experience.
They always stop in College Station and spread out. Just go make new friends. Players will come home after seeing us this year. That's a good point. Defense will be fine. Needs to find last pieces on offense. You're going to need to find some players on defense too. But I think they have shown a real skill in evaluating and developing guys. And as much as coming home is going to be a big part of it, having the talent to find those guys and develop them, and then to say, look what we did. I think that's going to be a really, really big deal. Are we going to get a full share of Big 12 next season? This summer is your first full share. So that's pretty good. Gary says he's at the Norfolk Star Pizza right now.
Heck
That's
yeah.
the one at 59 in Shepherd. We've also got Heights Boulevard and Washington, and then in Katy. Get you your Star Pizza. Didn't see that many screens today. Guess it wasn't in the game plan or not in the cards. They did throw the ball down the field a little bit more. Connor ran it a good bit. 9 wins is 4 more than I expected, so happy to be very wrong. I thought 6-6 and was way off. Appreciate you, Eggman. Eddie, geez. I was seeing Wigman, and I conflated the two. Will Wigman stay or go? Is this Henderson's team next year? I don't know. I think if Connor is back, it's his team. You don't bench a starter that just won 9 and potentially 10 games.
No,
or a freshman, no matter how good the freshman is. And the freshman, Keyshawn, knows this.
And I mean that we're talking about in a dream scenario that everything goes exactly how it's lined up. If you can have Connor back and healthy next year, with Keyshawn being waiting in the wings, if you can get a redshirt freshman or get a redshirt year for Keyshawn, I'm telling you, it's going to pay massive dividends the very next year because it's his team after that.
I would be surprised if he redshirted. I just don't see the need. I don't know. It would be surprising if that were the way it went. I think he would get into more than 4 games.
But you never know. I mean, he might come in. I mean, he's coming in December, I assume.
Yeah, January.
So, going to find out real quick. I mean, who knows? He could come in and just be a superstar.
Wonder about the injured RBs, Burnett and Sanford, availability for next season. Both are available. Both should be here. I think Rashawn has something to prove, and I think he's been a great teammate both at practice and in games. He is involved, and I think that's what you want to see. I was glad to see so many Cougar fans in Waco today. It looked good. The TBS crew was shooting from the opposite end of the stadium towards the U of H crowd for much of the game, and it looked really, really good. Where can I get that blue sweatshirt? Boy, I need to make commission. OneSubstantial.com, Galen Robinson's website. Galen played a little basketball at U of H for Kelvin Sampson. And these are Galen's shirts, his One Substantial shirts, the Houston versus everyone shirts. We don't have photos of it, but anyways, go to OneSubstantial.com and you can get this, I think in 6 colors. It's a banana looking color. I think he calls it cream, the blue, red, 2 in black, and I don't know, maybe green, something. Probably not green. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Here's the thing. That's a relief. This era of CFB makes me nervous on the daily regarding who stays and who goes. If you root for the jersey, you root for the guys that come out in the jersey at the start of September. If you're just so freaked out about players, you're just going to be. This is never going to be happy, you know. Brad, feel free to jump in anytime.
No, I mean, yeah, the players are going to come and go, and you know we don't know who's coming back. We don't know who's coming in. That's why you got to keep your expectations year to year, game to game. You know, being a fan is going to be being a player, just one game at a time. You just hope to go 1-0 every week because it's hard to plan for the future. Because anybody can be gone. I mean, every one of your coaches are looking at new jobs. Every coach we've got is going to be looking at new jobs. I would assume that you're going to hear our defensive coordinator's name in talks out there. I think he did a phenomenal job, and everything that Florida fans warned us about was completely wrong. Or maybe it wasn't wrong. Maybe it was true, but he made changes. And I think we do know that he did make a one very specific change in how he implemented his defense. Because the biggest knock against him was his defense was too complicated. And in our discussion with him, he said that, yeah, my defense, instead of throwing it all out there and expect people to pick it up, we just took it and put one thing in. Focused on that one thing, then the next week put another thing in. You build up on it. And it took the offense a while to get things going. It did not take the defense long at all.
Mm-mm. And the way the schedule set up was actually very good for the defense. They got some games to work through kinks and get it going. And I mean, you saw at the end of the year, if you're going to worry about yards, which I don't give a crap about,
no,
maybe you're upset, but they gave up 27, 17, and what was 24 today in the last 3 games. You take that every day. You gave up 16 to Arizona State. You gave up 24 to Arizona. Is that right? 24, 28. If you're holding almost every team under 28 or less, you're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of those points there in the middle of the latest part of the season were on Connor. Were pick sixes or turnovers deep, and but that's how they want to win games, is with that complementary football and playing where everybody builds towards the same thing. It's not the offense carries you, the defense carries you. It's everybody going the same way. In 2025, U of H played in a national title game in basketball. You won a Big 12 title. You won a Big 12 conference tournament title. You went 9-3 in football. You had the number 1 basketball recruiting class and the number 1 overall football recruit. Yeah. I mean, things are pretty good when you just take a deep breath and think about it. Maybe it's not the prettiest thing in the whole wide world. Football is not pretty. Basketball is not pretty. But you've got experienced, good coaches leading you. And
Yeah. You guys who are just career winners.
yeah.
And there ain't nothing fancy to it. Thing is that they've and this is a lesson for everybody. They've thrived on doing the basics and doing the basics really, really, really well. You don't have to be fancy. You don't have to be creative. You don't have to, be the flashiest thing out there. You got to do the little things well, and you got to do them consistently every single day. And that's exactly what we do with basketball, and we're showing we're doing with football. You're going to see it get better to where you're not going to see as many of the ups and downs. It's going to be a little bit more even across the board. But we're getting there. I think everybody's seen what this program can be, because here we are at 9-3 in the Big 12 in a P4 conference with the lowest one of the lowest budgets. Not a massive. We're not muddy whipping a lot of people.
No. Or anyone.
We haven't played a single game with a maxed out distribution. We're still getting better than our previous conference, but less than our peers. Even the new Pac-12 guys are getting full shares. But we're doing a whole lot with very little. And as that keeps improving, things will improve with that. The more resources you get, the better off, the better things you can do. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. And we've still yet, said this to start off with, we've still yet to play our best game.
I don't think you had a surprising, wow, where did that come from kind of game at all this year.
Like last year against TCU.
Yeah.
Where it was like, holy shit, who is that team? Even against K-State last year, it was wow.
Played really well. But you didn't have that this year. And you just grinded along. And I think people will look back fondly on this year maybe more than they look on it right now. Because it's a little frustrating. Weren't Liberty, Texas, and Alamo Bowl reps at the last 3 home games, right? I know the Pop-Tarts was there last week because the Pop-Tarts guy was eating cupcakes in the press box and not Pop-Tarts. I wanted to call him on it, but I didn't think that would be the right thing to do. I do not know about Liberty Bowl. Obviously, Texas Bowl guys are there all the time. Alamo Bowl was there last week, and maybe West Virginia. So yeah, I mean but that happens. They have huge committees, and they basically spend the last 6 weeks of the year just traveling to different schools that could potentially be going into their bowl games. Now we need some not pretty winning baseball.
Would be nice.
Yeah. You guys are low energy today. Why are
I'm
you
still-
low energy, Brad?
I'm still hungover from the basketball tournament that
Yeah.
turned into a lot of food and coming down with a bug. And then
A bug?
yeah, just the typical, not flu, but basic sickness.
Okay.
Change of weather, allergies, and then, having it drain and all the associated stuff that comes with it.
Okay. Y'all wore us out during those 3 games of basketball. It was we did a show last Saturday and then did shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and did over 7.5 hours of this in those 4 days. And I was worn out. And that's why I'm not in Waco today. I was just like, no. I mean, and I ate really well on Thanksgiving. It was amongst the best looking meals you'll ever see.
That's so freaking sad.
Why? Those rolls were top notch, number
Well,
one.
the rolls are always fabulous.
Yeah. I put some in a Ziploc bag because I had to go to a second Thanksgiving where I ate more ham and rolls. I put some other things on my
ham's
plate
good.
there. Yeah, I put some things on my plate so I look like a well-rounded individual. But let's be real, I'm not eating all that.
A green bean.
No green beans. I didn't put that, but like some corn casserole or something. A little gravy over there. But it ain't my thing. Thanksgiving's not my thing. But I was very happy. I know this doesn't look so great, but man, it really hits the spot when you're, whatever. Yeah. I think disappointment among some is not so much losing, but playing flat, if not poorly. Better to win, to be sure. Oregon State was a win, but a disappointing performance. That's just a hard game. It's a Friday night. It's across the country. It was coming off of a bye or an off week. I mean, you just had everything set up against you. Next year, you're going to have some of those. I think you're going to play on the road on a Friday night again. The next year, 2027, is the year that everything is going to work out. And if you have Keyshawn Henderson as your quarterback in 27, your home schedule is phenomenal. Your 3 out-of-conference games are all at home, or 2 at home and 1 at NRG. LSU to start the year. And then the next 2 weeks, you have Prairie View and Georgia Southern. And then that same season, you get Arizona State at home, BYU at home, Colorado at home, Texas Tech at home, Kansas at home. And then you go to TCU, which is easy road trip. Also go to Cincinnati, Arizona, and Iowa State, your first trip to Ames in football, which is absolutely going to be a game I'm at. I think I'll be at virtually everything next year, although I thought I'd be at Baylor this year. You go to Morgantown, Salt Lake, Lubbock, Manhattan, and Boulder next year, and also Statesboro, Georgia, for that Georgia Southern game. Are you saying that playing at Oregon State did not make sense to this team? I'm going to tell you something. Playing Iowa at home yesterday didn't make sense to that Nebraska team. Dana, who is sniffing right now, he's sniffing around. Watch out. His offense has been terrible the last month of the season. Terrible. That's a shame.
I think it sucked the entire season.
I mean, they were okay early in the year, but they were terrible in November. I went back for seconds on the ham.
I would
on
hope
the rolls
so.
too. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's like you were helping out in a soup kitchen.
I might have been. Anyways, so low energy towns over here and me. I guess we'll do some final thoughts and wrap this up. I don't travel to another game until U of H basketball goes to Waco. I am excited. I like sleeping at home. Brad, feel free.
Absolutely phenomenal season. Coming into the year, I picked 7-5 on the low end, but I wouldn't be surprised if we were 10-win team. Came close to it. Came pretty damn close to it. I mean, if we would have hit 10, you would see me doing backflips right now and probably breaking everything. But man, I mean, I don't think people quite understand how few times in the history of this program we won 9 games with another opportunity to win 10. But 9 games doesn't happen often at U of H, or it hasn't.
7th time since 1990. That's 36 seasons.
Yeah.
You've done it 7 times.
So, I mean, that's a really, really big deal. And, you know, just proud of what this team has done. All the players buying in and what they've been able to do. And really hats off to the coaches too, because they made adjustments throughout the season and did everything that they could to get the most out of these players and give them an opportunity to be successful. And I think that's the number one for me. That's the number one sign of a good coaching staff. It's really easy for a coach to say, well, this is my offense and I don't have the players to run it.
Yes.
Or this is my defense. I don't have the players to run it. No, your job as a coach is to figure out a way to make the guys that you have successful.
And then go recruit the guys you want to run your offense.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's not gonna come immediately. It's gonna take time. And these guys are finding the right guys that they can get and getting the most out of them. And that's just that's all I could ask for from a coaching staff. And, you know, it takes the coaching staff to be willing and able to do it. And it takes the players to be accepting of that coaching. And, you know, it's just a great synergy that they've got going on. So, I mean, as far as what we've got coming up in the next year or so, I don't know, but I tell you what, I feel a hell of a lot better this year than I did last year.
Yeah. I was in Provo at this point last year, had that doubleheader with San Diego State. That was a long day. But we did get perhaps our greatest piece of media ever out of that game. And then that weird box with that flute player that we never really figured out. Anyways, let's see what other comments we have. This game was a tribute to Dana's OT win 2 years ago. Was it? Starnes.
Burp, burp.
Muppet. You will find about bowl games a week from tomorrow. So they'll put the college football playoff together, and then bowl games will start leaking out. If not Sunday night, then Monday morning. But it'll be, I don't think it's going to be Houston. I'd be very surprised if it was something else. Great points, Brad. Love this coaching change. Coach Fritch isn't pretty, but he wins. Helton said exactly that, Brad. Yeah.
What did Helton say?
I'm not sure. You talked for a while, and I
gotta have. Don't criticize me unless you had sweat between your legs.
Sweat between your legs. That's for certain what he was saying. Dana took that job because he had cosplay Mahomes, and he's been terrible. He did get hurt, but still, they weren't good before he got hurt. And
I mean, they were great against Akron and Houston Christian.
yeah, but when Iowa rolls into town with their big play offense, just can't keep up.
I mean, they scored 6 at Minnesota.
That's right. That was a Friday night game. I watched it, and it was awful. It was so fun to watch, though. Thank you all so much for hanging out. This has kind of been fun. Where is P4 college football in terms of parity? Do either of you think we're closer to a level playing field? Yes and no.
Hit our idiot segment.
Sure. I mean, we were whatever. Hit that idiot segment. I gotta find it.
Where's that? Put that up there.
You're asking a lot. Well, I've lost it.
Well, yes. There's more. I believe there's more parity, and I think that's just going to be what college football is going forward. Hopefully, maybe if Eddie's still watching, maybe he can chime in. Hopefully, we're going to reject the CSC and get that big giant ball of collusion out. And
U of H has signed it. Now I think they could take that back, but they have signed it.
Well, let's get rid of it.
They signed it before any of this Texas Tech and state of Texas blowback.
But there's more teams with more opportunity to make the CFP. Everything changed when you had free transfers. Everybody can transfer at any time. And when the field expanded from 4 to 12. Because now it's a dogfight to get into the CFP. And if you get into the CFP, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Odds are probably against you that, smaller schools are going to be able to do a whole lot with that. But that doesn't mean they can't get in 1 year, 2 years, maybe 2 out of 3, and then they start building something and turning into something different. Kind of like how Oregon built itself up over time. Just took winning big, taking steps up. But more teams are going to be able to compete financially that have never been able to compete before. Now, you're going to have a lot of coaches. You're going to see a lot of cannibalism out there. But I think anybody's got a shot now. Like, guess what? We're not far away from it. We're not far away.
Yeah, I think you're still far away, though. There's a dozen to 16 teams that are on one level, and everybody else is trying to play to be on the fringes of that level. And that is parity, because a decade ago, you had like TCU and Baylor competing for a playoff spot. And that was awesome. Neither of them made it. But it was awesome that the smaller schools were able to do that. But now with NIL and with Rev Share, it should allow a lot more to be able to compete, to be on that next level. Because you're never going to compete with Ohio State or Texas, at least financially. Right. You can beat them, but it's just a different world.
Well, by the same token, you're not going to have Alabama, Texas, Florida, or Ohio State, Michigan. You're not going to have that 8 or so schools that can stack big time recruiting classes on top of each other. You're not going to have dudes that are 5 stars going to Alabama and willing to sit for 2 years before they get their shot. Because guess what? They can go anywhere in the country and they're going to play immediately, and they're going to get big, fat paychecks.
Yeah.
Because each school can't pay everybody. You know, you would think that as much money as like a UT has, is how much they generate, you know, they're not going to be able to pay out what it's going to cost to have an elite 2 deep that like Alabama was able to be able to do. That was the magic of their system, is that, you know, on one team on their 3 deep, you've got guys that in 3 years, you're going to have half of them in the NFL. You know, one guy gets injured. Well, shoot, it was a parade All-American 2 years ago.
This year's Keyshawn Henderson is at Michigan in Bryce Underwood. I don't think they scored a touchdown today. But those schools just get those recruits so often that it's a big deal. But, I mean, you're just not going to fit into that level. And that's okay, because you can be really good at the level that you're competing in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see how Texas Tech is able to stack these recruiting classes and transfer classes. BYU's kind of doing the same thing. We'll see. If that's the way it goes, then I don't know. But I think it'll level out a little bit. I can't win with those players because they don't fit my system, is what Helton would say. It's been 26 years since he was fired, and I'm still unsure about that system. So there we go. Thank you all so much for watching. Go ahead, Brad.
No, go ahead.
Thank you. We'll be back Saturday night after the FSU game at Toyota Center to talk football, bowls, basketball, whatever y'all got. This was a fun day, a little different. Didn't talk a ton about the football game. U of H wins 31-24. The teams finished 4 yards away from each other. U of H ran 7 more plays. But didn't really go crazy.
In the turnover battle, good things happen.
Battle most of the time.
Don't get penalties.
Pretty amazing what happens when you don't get penalized and you don't turn it over. Just one last time, because God bless America.
Like Star Pizza on a Houston night.
Man, this crust is insane. And I'm not even getting off the bird for it. He's a gentle giant.
Handles a fullback like me, no problem.
As long as you share a slice with him.
Chewy crust, loaded toppings, big flavor.
Pepperoni's got that little crisp on the edge. Perfect.
Good people, better pizza.
Thank you to Raylan Gobinson for doing that with us. We appreciate it. And we'll see y'all again real soon.